Welcome to this tutorial on CoroutineScope in Kotlin. In this video, we'll explore how to effectively manage the lifecycle of coroutines using CoroutineScope. This is a fundamental concept in Kotlin coroutines that helps you write structured and safe concurrent code. Let's dive in and understand what CoroutineScope is all about and why it's essential for managing asynchronous operations. So, what exactly is a CoroutineScope? First, it's an interface that defines a scope for launching coroutines. Think of it as a container that holds your coroutines together. Second, it tracks and manages the lifecycle of all coroutines launched within it. This means the scope knows when coroutines start, when they're running, and when they complete. Third, it establishes parent-child relationships between coroutines. This hierarchical structure is crucial for managing multiple coroutines effectively and ensures they work together in a coordinated manner. Let's see how to create a CoroutineScope in practice. First, you need to import the Kotlin Coroutines library. Then, you create a scope by calling the CoroutineScope constructor and passing a dispatcher. In this example, we're using dispatchers.default, which is suitable for CPU-intensive operations. Once you have your scope, you can use the launch function to start a coroutine within that scope. Inside the launch block, you write your coroutine code. Here, we're simply printing a message saying, running in custom scope. This coroutine will now be managed by the scope we just created. Now let's talk about structured concurrency, which is a key principle in Kotlin coroutines. Structured concurrency means that coroutines are organized in a hierarchical structure with well-defined relationships. Here are the three main rules. First, a parent scope waits for all its child coroutines to complete before finishing itself. This ensures that no work is left unfinished. Second, when a parent is canceled, all its children are canceled too. This cascading cancellation prevents orphaned coroutines from running indefinitely. Third, by default, if a child coroutine fails, that failure propagates to the parent. This helps you catch and handle errors at the appropriate level. Let's look at a practical example of structured concurrency. We create a scope using CoroutineScope with dispatchers.default. Inside this scope, we launch a parent coroutine. Within the parent, we launch two child coroutines. Child 1 delays for 1,000 milliseconds and child 2 delays for 2,000 milliseconds. After launching the children, the parent prints a message. Here's the important part. The parent coroutine will not complete and print its message until both child coroutines finish their delays. The parent automatically waits for both children. This is structured concurrency in action, ensuring that the parent manages and waits for all its children. Kotlin provides several built-in scopes for different use cases. First is GlobalScope, which is an application-wide scope. However, you should use it sparingly because coroutines in GlobalScope are not tied to any specific lifecycle and can lead to memory leaks if not managed carefully. Second is lifecycleScope, which is tied to Android lifecycle components like activities and fragments. Coroutines in this scope are automatically canceled when the lifecycle owner is destroyed. Third is viewModelScope, which is specifically designed for view models in Android. Coroutines launched in this scope are automatically canceled when the view model is cleared, making it perfect for managing background tasks in your view models. Sometimes you need to cancel a scope and all its coroutines. Let's see how that works. First, we create a scope using CoroutineScope with dispatchers.default. We then launch a coroutine inside this scope that performs some long-running work. To cancel all coroutines in the scope, we simply call the cancel function on the scope. Once canceled, we can check if the scope is still active by accessing the isActive property. After cancellation, this will return false. When you cancel a scope, all coroutines running within it are immediately canceled, helping you clean up resources and prevent unnecessary work from continuing. Let's wrap up with some best practices for using CoroutineScope. First, always use the appropriate scope for the lifecycle you need. Choose lifecycleScope for UI components, viewModelScope for view models, or create custom scopes for specific tasks. Second, avoid using GlobalScope except for truly global operations that should live for the entire application lifetime. Third, Remember to cancel scopes when they're no longer needed to prevent memory leaks and wasted resources. Finally, let structured concurrency manage coroutine life cycles for you. Trust the parent-child relationship system to handle cancellation and completion automatically. By following these practices, you'll write cleaner, safer, and more maintainable concurrent code. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.